Hi, my name is Daniel, and in this video I'll be discussing the following issue. Texts have the capacity to represent the anomalies in human behavior and motivations. We'll be exploring this issue in relation to Shakespeare's The Merchant of Venice and the composition called Ghosts by August Burns Red featuring Jeremy McKinnon. Shakespeare's The Merchant of Venice explores anti-Semitism in the patriarchal society of Elizabethan-era Venice through the escalating conflicts between the Christians and Shylock, a revenge-stricken Jew. Ghosts by August Burns Red explores the paradoxical battle faced by those who are enduring homelessness and the repercussions of those struggles. The Merchant of Venice features anomalies in human behavior, including women challenging traditional gender roles of a patriarchal society and the prevalence of justice at the cost of morals. Ghosts features anomalies in human behavior, including society's ignorance of those in need and appearance versus the verisimilitude of events. By exploring both texts, it will be clear that texts do have the capacity to represent the anomalies in human behavior and motivations. Firstly, The Merchant of Venice features women who behave in ways that conflict with their traditional role in a patriarchal society. The first case of this is when Jessica, the daughter of Shylock, elopes with Lorenzo. This behavior is strange considering Christians had prejudice against Jews during this time period. Even more strange is the idea that Jessica has not consulted her father about the marriage, as this is a patriarchal society. Shakespeare uses juxtaposition and rhyme to convey Jessica's thoughts. Alack, what heinous sin is it in me to be ashamed to be my father's child? But though I am a daughter to his blood, I am not to his manners. O Lorenzo, if thou keep promise, I shall end this strife, become a Christian and thy loving wife. Immediately it is clear that Jessica feels ashamed to be the daughter of Shylock. Shakespeare's use of juxtaposition, though I am not, shows that Jessica does not desire to be associated with her father's behavior. The rhyming of strife and wife emphasizes that by marrying Lorenzo, she can end the conflict she feels as a result of being Shylock's daughter. Overall, Jessica's behavior is paradoxical in the context of a patriarchal society because she is going behind her father's back. Similarly, Portia and Nerissa also display behavior that is inconsistent with the patriarchal context of the play. Shakespeare uses stage directions to portray this. Enter Nerissa, disguised as a lawyer's clerk, and later on in the play, enter Portia, disguised as Dr. Balthazar. Women dressing up as men in a patriarchal society is a clear anomaly. Portia in the courtroom is very authoritative as she mediates a conflict and manipulates Shylock. By doing this, she is challenging the men in a public arena and does so very strongly. Overall, the behavior of the women in The Merchant of Venice is inconsistent with the patriarchal society of the play, and through this we can see that texts do have the capacity to represent the anomalies in human behavior and motivations. Secondly, The Merchant of Venice explores anomalies in human behavior resulting from the battle between justice and morals. On the side of the law, Shylock seeks the fulfillment of his bond with Antonio. This creates tension and leads to a court case in which the Christians hope will save Antonio. The Christians try to compensate Shylock by offering a repayment. The anomaly appears when Shylock refuses this compensation and seeks only the pound of flesh owed to him by Antonio. Shakespeare uses juxtaposition to show this. If every ducat in 6,000 ducats were in 6 parts, and every part a ducat, I would not draw them, I would have my bond. The juxtaposition of I would not, I would shows the extent of Shylock's inconsistent behavior. Even if offered an extremely large repayment, he would not have it and rather take the pound of flesh instead. Shylock is not being motivated by money, but rather by his desire for justice and revenge. The other anomaly in behavior occurs when the Christians demand mercy from Shylock. This is largely hypocritical considering that they have shown him no mercy for being a Jew. Shakespeare uses high modality to show this. Be merciful, take thrice thy money, bid me tear the bond. In saying this, Portia is not asking Shylock for mercy but is rather demanding it from him through saying, be merciful. From the perspective of the law, we feel challenged and are called for a new perspective because Shylock rightfully deserves compensation. Therefore, we can again see that texts do have the capacity to represent the anomalies in human behavior and motivations.